Good morning, fellow option traders. This is Jeff, and welcome to the daily scan for Tuesday, January 20th, 2015. Well, yesterday was a holiday, market holiday, and Friday's announcements are pretty much in line, with the exception of consumer sentiment, which came in at like 98, and I don't know if there's like a top of 100 on that or what. I really don't know what that means, and I really don't know which consumers they're talking to. And I don't know what questions they're asking to get a sense of their sentiment. And I could go back and look at it, but I'm not really interested. It didn't have that big of an effect, it didn't seem, on the market. The market on Friday, I think, was more concerned about other things. But overall, though, last week was pretty good for the guru. Today we have the housing market index, and then it's kind of light, I guess you could say, the rest of the week. It's going to be pretty quiet. We're entering earnings season, so when we take a look at our watch list, we're going to see a lot of indicators on there that earnings are coming up for the underlines. Let's see what's going on across the ponds. Asia was all bullish. Europe is all bullish. And let's take a look at what's going on here. And we're bullish across the board here too. Looks like we're going to open with a gap up and probably going to get a lot of bounces on a lot of these things here. Just to take a look at the account. These two covered calls and then these speculative positions down here, which these haven't been doing anything, but I'm trying to be patient. It's like a couple of years now, and I just try to ignore them and not pay any attention to them. Gold we have at $12.92, which is it's about to hit $1,300. It hasn't been there in quite a while. Oil is at $47.88. Down a little bit overnight, but definitely up from last Thursday when we looked at it. And the dollar's at 92.87, and against the euro, it's 116.10. So, may have found support for the euro dollar or resistance on the strength of the dollar. Not sure. Whatever it is, it's probably temporary. Meaning that it could go down or it could go up. That's just the way the markets are, right? Well, what do you think is going to happen today? Well, it's going to go up, or it's going to go down, or it's going to stay the same. But it's going to move around, that's for sure. Have no idea which direction. Definitely cannot say that positively. So let's take a look at last week. All right, here we go. Looks a lot better than it did. This is the previous week, our first week of the year. Kicked off. Was not too hot. But this week ended up pretty darn sweet. And actually, SPX, we have 2 trades in that this week. I think this is one of them. Yeah, SPX PM here and SPX PM here. And the rest we have Baba, BIDU, Apple, and Amazon. So we're up for the year so far, clawing our way to this back up to positive positions, which I think is generally overall a pretty good thing. All right. Now, we don't really have any positions to go over, so we'll just get right into the scan, and you can see here all these earnings announcements coming up probably in the next week or so. Priceline always comes in way behind everybody else, and Google sort of does too. So they have announced their earnings date, but they haven't scheduled their conference call yet. That's what that means. So the ones with the little telephone mean that they're pretty much locked in a date and time. for their announcement. Okay. So, Apple starting to look a little bit like, was it Boeing? I think it's pretty choppy here. Do you want to take a chance and say that we have support here and we'll maybe spend a part of this week heading up? Well, we have earnings this week, so I'm just going to totally ignore them. I'm actually going to remove everything here, and I am not going to trade directionally on Apple this week because IV is going to be increasing. Where is the market maker move? Hey, you guys. Where's your move? Well, that's strange. Usually they have it up here. Are they skipping everybody? No, this one's got one. There's nothing for Apple. Huh. That's strange, but you can kind of tell it here. If earnings truly are this week, we're looking at a swing of $4.39. That's a good substitute, because if we look at ABX, we're looking at 356, 35 cents. Here we have 69 cents. ABX is not going to move very much. We're going to take a look at a chart on that too today. Here we're looking at $9. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here with the platform. Yeah, there's something goofy going on here. Alright, let's get back to Apple anyway. As I mentioned, not doing anything directionally. And the big reason? Increasing IV, because that's going to make us wait longer to even just get profitable. I mean, we could be in a profitable position on the risk here, on the risk profile. You could be in a profitable area, and it's just the increasing IV is just going to keep beating you up. So I may have done a post about this in the past. I'm pretty sure I have. So we want to stay away from those. So we may not have many prospects for this week. I'm going to take a look at ABX, where we have a covered call. I have an alert set here, just an FYI for myself, but we're pretty well above our cost basis here. But this call is way out in July, I believe. So we have a lot of time for this to work for us. So, yeah, it's looking pretty good. We bought it here on this green candle. And we also sold the call that day. So our cost basis is now down to $10.20. And we're just going to bide our time and keep our eyes on that one. Amazon earnings this week as well. I'm going to stay away from that. So let's take our target off of there. And that's for a directional trade. I may mull some earnings plays, but definitely staying away from directional trades. Boeing, I mentioned before that it's been kind of choppy. Earnings this week, so we're not going to do anything with that. Alibaba has earnings this week, so we're going to remove that. And this may be a very light trading week. I don't like earnings plays, because hardly ever do they. They cost a lot of money, and they hardly ever work out. So we got BIDU here. No earnings this week. And it's a big question mark about when it's going to be, but it last was in October 27th, so 11, 12, 1, Yeah, maybe towards the end of this month, but there's nothing scheduled at this time. All right, next up is Chipotle. We actually have an alert, a real alert. And to try to think of what the term is, because hardly ever have we been coming up with genuine alerts here. But even though there is a little bit of a violation there, I'm going to throw an alert on this one. Just a little bit of a, it's not clean, but it's strong. It's most definitely strong uptrend. So we're going to look to be getting in on that today if she opens above the high from Friday. All right, and I think I'm going to drop the 20 delta. And the reason why is most everything now I've been doing has been higher, greater than 20 delta, actually in the 30 to 40 range. Very few 50 deltas, so I'm just going to call them alerts and setups like I used to in the past. So no more 20 deltas. Okay. Delta will be determined when upon trade entry. How's that? Let's see, I just did Chipotle. Let's go to Costco. I'm digressing here. Costco is almost in like a setup, but I'm just going to wait until I think if the market opens up today, like it looks like it's going to, we'll probably get a little pop out of here on Costco. We don't have earnings this week, so I'm going to wait one more day on that. A peek at the Dow shows us that Friday was pretty much a positive day for the Dow. Still not positive on the year yet, but we got plenty of time. Quick look at GLD. The alert went off last week to let me know that I may want to do something with that call, but we have quite a ways yet before we go in the money on that. So I'm not, where is that one? I wouldn't say quite a ways. We are in the money right now, 123. Don't want to get called on it, so I may have to think of doing something with that. Oh, it's 123. It was in the money. So the last quote's at 122, but it looks like it's probably going to open up today. We get a little gap up on that. Gold is, yes, up hugely, so we're probably going to go kind of deep in the money on that. So let's take a look. Here's what we look at on these particular plays. All right. It's not this one. It is, where's our position in March? All right. We want to look at the extrinsic value. So this is all time value. Nobody's going to pull an exercise on me when there's this much time value on it, unless it goes $4 or $5 in the money. Then that might happen, but they're still going to wait. Usually wait till the week of expiration. So we have a while yet on that. I mean, March is a long ways off. So we're just going to hold tight and let everything play out. Maybe as this number gets a little bit smaller, we might look at rolling it. And we would definitely roll it up. All right. Back to our charts and back to Google. Google we had some success with last week. So we're going to take all these drawings out and re-look at this. We're in a downtrend, but we have earnings this week, so we're not going to do anything. This is looking nice, though, to do another bear call on it, but we're just going to take a pass on it. I'm assuming LinkedIn also has earnings this week. No, they don't. Okay, we have a target set up here. Let me slide it over. Okay. We'll have to wait on that one. Let's take a look at MNX, which is the mini NASDAQ. We got a nice bounce here. You know, if we were playing these swings, we would say, okay, we hit support here. Let's jump in on this. Same thing with NDX. Now, that's a total violation of my rules because we are in a downtrend. But if you look at this short term, this looks pretty interesting. So I'm going to put this off to the side. I'll probably trade MNX just in case something goes wrong. And it won't hurt that much. This is, I mean, we only want to grab a couple days out of this. Maybe even just a day. So we'll take a look at that one for a bull put here. Netflix. We have earnings today after the market. Huh. And I should not have traded this last week, but it ended up being profitable anyway. And we got out in time because Friday was a big day. So we may be hooking back up and heading into an uptrend on Netflix. Keep that in mind. OEX, which is the mini, it's the S&P 100 cash index. Same thing here. We have nice waves going on here. Are we at support, and can we grab something for a couple days out of this? No. Well, it's almost in setup mode here. So let's just wait and be a little bit more patient. Priceline, like I mentioned, we have some time to wait on earnings on this. It doesn't seem to want to give us any sort of an entry here. Maybe an entry on the intraday chart. I'd like to make a video about that. And how that could play out for these when they don't give you a chance to get in. When you're looking at, the stochastic just flattening out here. Very negative, like no momentum on this. Well, that's not true. This is momentum down here. There's a lot of negative momentum. We're down in the 20s. That's pretty low. It's not giving us an entry here that we can feel comfortable with and don't want to chase it. So might look at doing something a little bit different there. And I'm going to put that off to the side for today too. Because if it's a positive day and Priceline doesn't seem to want to participate, it's down to this $1,000 level. Is it going to hold? I don't know. So I want to just put that out there to take a look at. All right, Russell, looks like we might be setting up here as well. And SPX for this week. No SPX PM. It's actually in a setup, so we'll put them down on the list for a bear call. Probably not going to work out because I think we're going to have a big green candle for today. We had an alert set on Tesla. It didn't trigger. It's still valid. So we're just going to keep an eye on it for now. So Tesla is in setup for a bear call. And last but not least is Visa. Oh my goodness. I think we rolled over up here. I would say definitely we got a down arrow on PPS. And we have a target set here, but we have earnings this week, so I'm removing the target. Alright, so actually I thought we were going to have slim pickings this week, but actually we got some nice trades. We have an alert on Chipotle, and we have setups on BIDU, SPX, and Tesla, and might be interested in a very short term bull put on NDX or MNX, and a bear call on Priceline. And that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and happy trading.